Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizziefayelovesbooks. I'm Elizabeth, and today I'm coming to you with another Saturday Shelfie tour. Well, I couldn't decide at first what I was going to show today. Since I'm reading several fantasy books for Tome Topple right now, I thought I might show you my fantasy, but then I thought, it's Easter weekend, so it would be very appropriate to show you some of my Christian fiction. Now, I have a lot of Christian fiction books, but most of my older books, or at least the books that I've had for a long time, are in my office, and those are a variety of mostly series books. These that I'm going to show you today, there is some series books, but these are the ones that I've acquired more recently. I'm in my utility room. This is not the set of shelves where I have my cozy mysteries. This is the other shelves. At the very, very top, I'm sitting now, so that's why it's high up. Those are the general fiction, which I've shown you. The next shelf down is mostly middle grade. And then the next shelf down from there is nonfiction. And I am going to show you the Christian fiction books that I have on this shelf. Now, over here are some middle grade and YA books that are mostly series. I'll show you those another time. For now, we're just going to focus on these two stacks and the books that are behind them, because these are double stacked. And these are not in any certain order. I have tried to group authors together, but they're not in any alphabetical order or any particular order. I'll start with one of my favorite Christian fiction authors, Lori Copeland. You have seen this book plenty recently. This is a bind-up of the first three books in the Brides of the West collection, Faith, June, and Hope, and I've read the first two of these. And the fourth book in that series is called Glory. Alright, the next three books, also by Lori Copeland and co-written by Angela Hunt, are from the Heavenly Days series. This is book 1, The Island of Heavenly Days. Book 2, Grace in Autumn. I don't have books 3 and 4, but this is book 5, Hearts at Home. I believe the rest of my Lori Copeland books are standalones. I have Child of Grace, Yellow Rose Bride. This is a Steeple Hill book, so it's part of a Steeple Hill Brides collection. Stranded in Paradise, Now and Always. There's another series by Lori Copeland that I've read, but I don't have anymore because I've given them to my sister, and those are the three books in the Morning Shade mystery series, and I love those. We have Gardenias for Breakfast by Robin Jones Gunn. And then here's a series. This is not all of them, but this is the first 4. It's the Dearest Dorothy series by Charlene Ann Bombich. The first one, Dearest Dorothy, Are We There Yet? Dearest Dorothy, Slow Down, You're Wearing Us Out. Dearest Dorothy, Help, I've Lost Myself. And number 4, Dearest Dorothy, Who Would Have Ever Thought? Alright, I'll go to the next stack. I have 3 books here from the Love Finds You series. I actually have a 4th one, but it's a Christmas book, so it's up with my general fiction next to the Christmas books. This is Love Finds You in Holiday, Florida by Sandra D. Bricker. Here's one from my most recent haul, Love Finds You in Snowball, Arkansas, also by Sandra D. Bricker. And then this was the first one of this series that I ever got, Love Finds You in Treasure Island, Florida by Debbie Main. Distant Echoes by Colleen Coble. This is the first in the Aloha Reef series. And then from my most recent haul, the second in the Aloha Reef series, Black Sands. Alright, next we have the Yada Yada Prayer Group series by Nita Jackson. The first one is the Yada Yada Prayer Group. Book 2, the Yada Yada Prayer Group Gets Down. The Yada Yada Prayer Group Gets Real. The Yada Yada Prayer Group Gets Tough. The Yada Yada Prayer Group Gets Caught. The Yada Yada Prayer Group Gets Rolling. And book 7, the Yada Yada Prayer Group Gets Decked Out. Then I believe this one is the first in a spin-off series of the Yada Yada Prayer Group. It's called Where Do I Go by Nita Jackson, and it says it is a Yada Yada House of Hope novel. So now you can see the books that were behind those 2 stacks. This one doesn't have a dust jacket anymore, but it's an author that I recognized from books that my mother had, and I believe she had this series, or at least one of these books, and really liked it. So this is the Orphan Train trilogy by Jane Peart. The first book is Homeward, the Seeking Heart. The second one is Quest for Lasting Love, and the third one is Dreams of a Longing Heart. And I think I have read a couple of her books in the past, maybe when I was in my 20s because my mom recommended it. Another one, Without a Dust Jacket. This one just caught my eye because of the title. I believe this is a bind-up of 2 books, One Size Fits All and Only Angels Can Wing It, and it is by Liz Curtis Higgs. This book is published by Guidepost. I have 2 Wanda Brunstetter books. She is well known for her Amish quilting books. I believe this one has 4 novellas. It's called Lancaster Brides. The subtitle says, Romance Drives the Buggy in 4 Inspiring Novels. Alright, then I have The Tattered Quilt. It says, this is the return of the Half-Stitched Amish Quilting Club. So this may be part of a series or a sequel to one of her earlier books. I'll have to look that up. This was another author I recognized that I believe my mother used to read. It's Judith Pella. This is called Bachelor's Puzzle, and I believe this is the first book in the Patchwork Circle series. I had to get this one because I am originally from Oklahoma. That's where I grew up, and this is called Oklahoma Weddings. It has 3 authors, Kathy Marie Hake, Kelly Eileen Hake, and Jennifer Johnson. It says hardworking men meet soft-hearted women in 3 contemporary novels. I've got 3 books here that are written by T. Davis Bunn and Isabella Bunn, and this series is called Heirs of Acadia. It's the spin-off series of Songs of Acadia, which was written by T. Davis Bunn and Jeanette Oke, which I have read. This series I have not read. I still need the second book, but this is the first one, The Solitary Envoy. The third one, The Noble Fugitive, and book 4 is The Night Angel. Alright, I have 4 Jeanette Oke books here because they won't fit on my other shelf. I have an entire shelf dedicated to Jeanette Oke, mostly her series books that I've had for a long time and I dearly love. These are some of her books that I have acquired more recently, and I'm going to have to do some rearranging to make them fit on the shelf, or at least nearby where the others are. So for now, they're here with these books. This one was from my last haul. It is by Jeanette Oke and T. Davis Bunn, called Return to Harmony. Another one she co-wrote with T. Davis Bunn called Another Homecoming. 2 more that are some of her older ones. I just have not ever read them. The Bluebird and The Sparrow. And then The Calling of Emily Evans. This one I remember getting because it has my name in the title. It's from the Daughters of Courage series called Elizabeth, Days of Loss and Hope by Donna Fletcher Crowe. The Wedding Machine by Beth Webb Hart. This is a book by Beverly Lewis. This was given to me by a friend, and I found the first one in this series and I loaned it back to that same friend because he read this one and hadn't read the first one. So it is on, the first one's on loan right now, but this is the second one, Summerhill Secrets 2, and it's, both of these books are pretty thick, and I think they are short stories or novellas that maybe all have like an underlying theme or a location in common or something like that. Here is a Melody Carlson book from the Whispering Pines series called Someone to Belong To. And then I have 4 books by Ruth Livingston Hill, who I believe is the daughter of Grace Livingston Hill, who is one of my favorite Christian authors. I have not read any of Ruth's books, but I found these at a book sale and I had to get them. This one is called The Homecoming. Another one called This Side of Tomorrow. The South Wind Blew Softly. And Morning is for Joy. This next trilogy is one that I acquired last year. I found them in backwards order in 3 different places, but they sounded like something that I just really want to read, and I have these on my list of series to start and finish this year. This is the Candlewood trilogy by Delia Parr. First one is A Hearth in Candlewood. This just sounds like a wonderful book to cozy up to the fireplace. Unfortunately, we don't have a fireplace here in Central Florida, but it still sounds like a really wonderful, warm, and inviting book to read. The second book in that trilogy is Refining Emma. And I believe these books take place at a boarding house. And the third one in the trilogy is Where Love Dwells. Alright, I have just a few more here. I have a couple of books by Eugenia Price. I'm not sure where the other one is right now. This one is called Lighthouse. this one just looked interesting, and I thought it might have a Florida setting, but it actually is from the St. Simon's trilogy, and it's the first book in that series. This is The Rescue by Lori Wick. I believe this is book 3 in the English Garden series. I've read the first book in this series a couple of times, and I've had a hard time finding the second book, but I picked this one up at a book sale because I knew that it was from the series, but I didn't know at the time whether it was the second or the third. So it's the third. I still need to find the second one or get it from the library or something, because this was the first book was really good. It was called The Proposal, and I definitely want to finish the series at some point. A couple more books by Lori Wick. This is A Place Called Home, and it's from the Place Called Home series. And one more by Lori Wick called Cassidy. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and show you these real quick. Even though these are middle grade books, these are Christian middle grade books for girls ages 8 to 12. And it's called the Faith Girls series. I bought these a couple of years ago. I thought I thought Katie might read them. She may not at this point, but I think I'm still going to read them. They look like a lot of fun, and they are Christian-based books for young girls. These are by Nancy Rue. I don't have all of them. This is book 3, Sophie and the Scoundrels. Book 5, Sophie's First Dance. Book 7, Sophie Breaks the Code. Book 9, Sophie Flakes Out. And Book 11, Sophie Loses the Lead. I found these at a charity thrift shop, and for some reason it's only the odd-numbered books. I don't know why. I can't seem to find the even-numbered books anywhere, but they look really cute. And since they're Christian books, you don't find a lot of Christian-based books for young people, and I just thought it would be something good to have on my shelf, and if Katie wants to read them at some point, then they're here. Alright, so that section of the shelf is empty. Here are all the books that I have to put away. I actually have already cataloged these before I started filming. I am enjoying cataloging my books on my Kindle. In fact, I am up to 687 books that I have cataloged up to this point. So pretty soon, through the course of this bookshelf tour adventure, I will have all of my books cataloged. Okay, so I put everything away now, and I thought I would come back and sign off properly. I didn't want you to be looking at a blank space for the rest of the video, and I hope you enjoyed this little tour of some of my Christian fiction books. There are more, there's lots more, and I will probably do some of them through author focus videos, and I will just concentrate some videos on particular authors that I have that are some of my favorites. But for now, that's all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Happy Easter, and God bless you.